It is very difficult to grasp what spiritual love is because you can't grasp it. That's the whole point. It's detached. It is something interesting with the love between a spiritual presence and a seeker. Because spiritual love will move you. Emotional love will stop you. And the reason is that we all want to belong as individuals, as people. We simply want to belong. We want safety. We want protection. We want comfort, that whole sense of belonging. But that's just a power game from the ego. It's all it is. It's different ways to produce predictability and to control the world. So sense of belonging is when you have furnished your life in such a way that you're protecting yourself against life. The only thing you ever need protection from is life and the consequences of your own mirrors. Because if you accept that anything and everything that can ever happen, they're all the mirrors of your own consciousness and the products and manifestations of that. Why would you ever need to protect yourself from that? Spiritual love does not protect. Any so-called spiritual teacher who will tell you that he will protect you is not a spiritual master. He's still caught in the ego because only the ego wants protection. Only someone operating in the ego will offer protection. Because any enlightened being will understand that the only thing that can happen is you. And your dialogue with life will need to be as clear and direct as possible. And an enlightened being would never, ever try to block that. But the reason, of course, why teachers do this and say, I will protect you, is to create detachment. It's the only reason. As you want protection from the consequences of our own resistance. And if you get it, it means that you're not being confronted with your own resistance and karma, meaning that you're actually not working on it. You're not dissolving it. So you are accumulating basically, a backlog of manifestations that have not hit you, meaning that you will need more protection from yourself. And then often the story comes from the teacher that without my protection, everything happens. Yes, because you haven't dealt with your own karma. And it's queuing up. So you get even more attached. It's not spiritual love. It's emotional love. The emotional love is about control and what we experience as the result of having achieved some form of control in life. Again, predictability, protection, all of that, and it feels good. And that complex creates a sense of belonging. I belong here because I'm comfortable. I feel safe. I will not make you safe. I will never protect you. I will remove all protection. What I will do instead is make you strong and competent to be able to deal with your journey. And for you to recognize, oh, it's just my own mirror image. Nothing to be afraid of there. I can deal with that. And to learn how to deal with that dialogue directly. Because you don't need protection from your own mirror. You need better lighting, right? That's what we all need. When we look at our own mirror, image, and the light is dim, right? We don't see clearly. We don't see our clogged pores or like wrinkles or any of that. And you say, wow, I look good tonight. In daylight, however, and bright light, you see everything. That should not scare you because that's how we actually look. And, then we can do whatever is necessary to, whatever we want. But we need more light. Protection is darkness. And you will stay in a state of fear and incompetence. You never have to fear your own karma. You never have to fear how life tells you about your own resistance and how to heal. It's all life is ever doing. We're trying everything and anything to reach you in so many different ways. All the time. You don't need protection from that. You need to listen. You need to remove any story of safety, protection, and belonging. A spiritual traveler can never belong. And that's what the training is about. So, the love between a spiritual teacher and a student is completely detached. There's no attachment whatsoever. And there is no protection. There's more light. But you grow out of your fear because that is what creates the story that you have to be protected. That, there's so much evil out there. It's just your own wrinkles, right? Sometimes we don't like what we see in the mirror. That's all. It's still there because it's our face, right? It's just that. When we grow into an awareness of wanting to do the spiritual work, we want that clarity. We want information directly and with as much light as possible. And we build strength, we build competence. And that's how we become, in a way, independent. How we move into a detached state of consciousness. Because detachment, as we've talked about, is not rejection. It's not, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that. It's the opposite. I'm doing everything. That's detachment. I will be part of absolutely everything because I have no identity. I will not attach myself because my attachment is the result of my own resistance.